It was the summer before my junior year, and I was stuck at swim practice. But after 1,600 painful, boring yards, it was finally over. I could go home and hang out with my friends and just be free. But before I could dart into the locker room, my new friend Lauren stopped me. She asked me if I wanted to go to her youth group with her that night. None of her close friends would be there, and she wanted some company. I was immediately conflicted. I had been looking forward to going home and chilling with my typical friends, the ones I was comfortable with. But I liked Lauren, and she assured me we would just be chilling at church. Stay in my comfort zone or put myself out there. The former was usually my choice, but I hesitantly agreed and called my mom, telling her not to come pick me up as I would be riding with Lauren to a youth group at Pathway Community Church. My mom was ecstatic. She didn't have to drive all the way to the pool, and I was going to church. I am a shy girl, especially back then. Heck, I wouldn't even talk to my uncles until I was in middle school. So this was going to be a big step for me. Almost as big of a step as the landing on the moon was for the U.S. Once we got there, my nerves kicked in. I began to stress and question what in the world I had just gotten myself into. I didn't even have time to fake getting sick because almost immediately I was greeted by an outgoing bald man. He asked for my name, saying he may not remember it next time because he was awful with them. But all I could think about was there probably wouldn't be a next time. I just did not belong there. He introduced himself as Brad, one of Pathway's youth pastors. I gave my classic shy smile and followed Lauren to the youth room. But I had never imagined that the room we were about to enter would change my life and become my home and favorite place to be on Wednesday nights. The night began with a cheesy but fun game, then worship. I felt like a middle-class teenager walking into Saks Fifth Avenue. I just did not belong. Everyone was so into it, raising their hands, singing along, eyes closed and all. Me, I stood and nodded my head. But then the message came. I don't recall who spoke or what they spoke about, but I know I was instantly hooked. I wasn't sure why I was so intrigued or what would come next, but I knew I wanted to go back, badly. I remember coming home so happy, telling my mom story after story, overjoyed to have gone. So the next week, I shyly asked Lauren if I could go with her again. Walking in was almost more stressful the second time. But right away, Brad was there, so happy to see my face again. He talked to me for a long time, right up until impact began. It wasn't until I was seated by Lauren, listening to Brad explain the message, that I realized what had just happened. He had said JC when he greeted me. He said my name. Despite having said he was bad with names, he remembered my name. Never in my life had I thought I was a memorable person, but Brad knowing my name was a new beginning for me. I began to feel important, loved, and valued like never before. As the year went on, Brad and Lauren encouraged me to apply for Week of Hope 2017, a local missions trip where we would travel downtown and stay at Harvester Missionary Church. From there, we would serve our community by hosting outreach events and going around town and helping out the locals. After a month of encouragement from Lauren, my mom, and Brad, I applied to go on the trip. Approximately 42 people applied and only 30 got accepted. I was one of the 30. For some reason, I could not believe it. I was so reserved and new to the youth group. I was sure they would not want people like me to go on outreach trips. But Brad had confidence in me and what I could do, even though I had none. The trip would take place in late July, but we had many meetings leading up to the trip. Along the way, I grew closer with many of my teammates and leaders. One of the leaders, Savannah, was coming back to work at Pathway as a high school pastor. She interned the summer before, but I had never met her. I had heard of Sav and thought she seemed really joyful and fun to be around. I wanted to get to know her, but again, I was too timid and scared. So I naturally kept my distance, not wanting to put myself out there and potentially embarrass myself. But my fear of Sav quickly ended at one of our team sleepovers. I found myself talking to her for a very long time about my random love for Shawn Mendes. And after that night, our friendship spiraled naturally. I continuously got closer with her over Week of Hope and at youth group on Wednesday nights. Sav really changed my life. She drilled into my head that I do have value and that I am loved. I always knew that my family felt this way about me, but I never thought anyone else really did. So after getting to know her, my confidence skyrocketed. I became bolder and better at being myself without any regrets. She helped me be okay with being me, and I am so thankful I met her. Sav pushed me to do things I would have never done before, like delivering groceries, which I now do once a month. We deliver groceries from Harvester Community Food Bank. Staff also pushed me to speak in front of my youth group in a senior spotlight. I spoke about how social media was fogging my vision and what God wanted me to do. Staff really helped me get out of my comfort zone and help impact others. Because I attended Impact and went on Week of Hope, I have made many friends and made many memories. Memories that will last a lifetime and that I will never forget.
Listen up, y'all, 'cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious. Delicious definition.
My hat's gonna blow away! Home? Go back home because I'm down.
I'm playing apples to apples and giving a hot dog.
I'm gonna let.
Stand here.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. And if the stars were made to worship so light, I can see your heart in everything you make. Every burning star, a signal fire I grace. And if creation sings your praises, so will I.
We out on Pontiac Street, in the street, and the bus is out in the heat,
But we gonna drop the beat.
We had to push a bus outside, and we thought we were gonna die. Until Pastor Bob dropped by, and showed us the love of Jesus Christ.
Everyone I met at Impact has helped me grow, not only as a person, but as a Christian. And on August 20th, 2017, I fully committed myself to Christ through public baptism. All of my family and friends from Impact came to support me. I'd never felt so loved by the Lord and by those around me. I was so blessed that I was able to have both Sav and Brad baptize me.
More of God's perfect love and peace. I couldn't deny his perfect promise. I don't have to fear. I am his child forever.
And thanks to Lauren, who is no longer a new friend, but now a best friend, I'm able to say that I have another family that I was fortunate enough to see every Wednesday night at 7:30. Impact helped me see that I am fully known and fully loved. And I'm going to be very sad to attend my last youth group on June 30th, 2018.